We could call our podcast the Nihilists.
That's a you thing,
The
though. You know what?
Well, what do you want to call yourself? The Nihilist and the Sociopath? That could be our podcast.
I knew it was coming. It's always there. You're always doing it. Oh my gosh.
White versus black. That's
No.
maybe we'll talk about
No?
this later.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, well-
I mean, how much have you been recording this all
Yes.
the time? You gonna have an intro, or do you want to like cut this part out? We should have a sort of kind of intro.
I'm definitely going to keep at least some of this in, without a doubt.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
Great.
now, this is episode 1 of the Name in Progress podcast. I don't fucking know. We don't have a name. Maybe you can suggest one in the comments. But
yeah, actually, you know what? Comment section. First of all, smash that motherfucking like button. And then in the comments, give us a suggestion. I can't speak anyway. Give us a suggestion for a podcast name.
wow.
Top liked comment gets a prize.
I can't afford to give anybody a prize, just so you know.
Well, you know what? They don't know that.
They do now. Unless I cut this.
Unless you cut it. Don't cut it, though. Editor, don't cut this out.
Yeah, you got it. I won't cut that. Loud and clear. Oh, God.
So, you guys probably don't know who I am. I am the anchor that keeps him in the ground. I am the friend behind the scenes that doesn't help with the videos, but always shits on them.
Yeah, that's pretty David. Accurate, actually. You do. You are my biggest critic, surprisingly. Other than the random people who stumble on my videos and then, say I'm like a maniac or don't even understand what I'm saying. So
it's because I've unknowingly been listening to your videos for years.
Yeah, listen, that's the funny thing, right? So David has basically been listening to an audio-only version of all my videos. Everything I've said, he's heard before. So this is, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I mean, like, I guess I at least get some nice visuals. I don't have to look at you when I listen to the videos.
Ooh.
Nah, you're my bud. But I thought, if we're gonna have a podcast, and if you're gonna have me as one of the main guests, I don't know if it would count it more so as I'd be more of a co-star. Hopefully.
Yeah, I think you're more of a co-star at this point.
So I think first episode, maybe we should talk about how we met.
Okay.
It was a rainy night. It was cold. I needed a jacket. He came there. Oh, he romanced me, swept me off my feet.
Give me a lot of credit, I feel like.
I am giving you a lot of credit, but just so you guys know, he doesn't remember how we met. We've been friends for almost 10 years, and he's like, you were just here one day.
Yeah, that's how I remember it. You just materialized. You're like a figment of my imagination.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be. I don't like that. That's a running joke. I don't.
Listen, you know what? I need to bring this up now because I was going to bring up channel stuff anyway over the course of this podcast, but I think I'm going to be making the Resident Evil 5 review next month. So either you need to buy it or I need to gift you a copy. And
I kind of like that second option.
Yeah, okay. Well, hopefully Capcom has a sale on Steam and I can buy you Resident Evil 5 and then we got to play through it because I already have footage of playing it by myself. So now I just need the co-op footage for the whole argument shit. But basically, what I'm saying is what you guys don't know is that there's a running joke whenever we play a co-op game that player 2 is a figment of player 1's imagination because they never actually write the character into the story for some reason.
No, they're just there. I mean, I think, yeah, you can see with a lot of games, except weirdly enough, because we have a history with Killzone 3, you have a second character. But you don't know, they don't really talk that much, right? If I remember correctly. Like the second character, even though he's technically in the story, if you play him in like co-op, he doesn't do much.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe he appears in like a few cutscenes, but yeah, I can't even remember if he has like voice lines outside of like the very beginning of the game. You know?
What I do remember is what is it? Was he a doc or he's like the black guy who's just like I can't get to you. Hold on.
Yeah, yeah. That was that was the big joke. Is like how fucking useless he was. Like he's supposed to be able to revive you, but he never does. Like honestly, you can probably count on one hand the amount of times throughout the game where he actually will revive either you or your co-op partner. So all he ever does is
Yeah,
scream one of those lines where he's like, "I can't get
yeah.
to you. You're taking too much damage." It's like you're
It's
lying, you fuck.
it's great too because I think the whole point is that if you both go down, he's there to give you like a third revive, like a third opportunity to keep playing. But he will literally stand over your body while you're bleeding out and just say, "You're taking too much damage. I can't get to you. You're hurt too bad."
Yeah,
It's like you asshole. You were standing right there. Revive me.
yeah,
It's great. It's fantastic. Like I was saying, um, Kobe, you're 24. I'm 23.
yeah.
Uh,
Dox me more, please. Go on.
oh, shut. Like, I was trying to give context to how long we've known each other because we both met technically in 8th grade. We didn't actually become friends until like the next year, but we technically met each other in 8th grade on a field trip.
Right.
Uh, and you know, we kind of was like, "Oh, I know that guy. I've seen him around." Fucking weirdo. And then we met in 9th grade because of mutual friends. Like uh, some other people we won't name. I'll say the closest to his name is Garcon. Let's say that.
Okay.
We met through him, and I think we started talking about games because we both had that tech class. Remember, uh, we had media and webpage design for 9th grade, but then we had that. I don't remember that guy's name. Was it like Alfred or something? In 10th grade, that fundamentals of technology class that was complete horseshit.
Yeah, dude. I can't even remember. I can't even remember like anything from that class, dude.
Really, I remember the teacher not being able to explain anything that we were
Yeah,
learning.
that I do remember, and I remember fucking off on the computer whenever, whenever we were allowed.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, like I remember our test, he would always tell us, like, yeah, even though that what you have is the right answer, that's not the answer that they want. They want this answer. Like, but then why are we learning it this way? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I just remember that. But I do remember that was the first time we ever played Minecraft. And I'm not trying to be a hipster, but this was like, what was this? Like early, this was early Minecraft. This was Minecraft before they even had, I think, I remember the first time I ever played it, they didn't have a moon. It was just darkness whenever it turned night.
Yeah, it was one of the betas. It was like point 0.7 or point 0.8. I remember because it was before they had the survival mechanics. You didn't have to eat to survive and all that shit.
Yeah, like it was crazy. This was like you couldn't download it anywhere, or somebody would download it onto a flash drive, and you would just, you would trade, you'd pass the flash drive around to put it on your computer, and he literally gave us. It was like what, a month or 2 months out of the school year where we were just playing Minecraft in class. That's it. He literally just let us fuck off and play Minecraft for 2 months.
Yeah.
Because we had gotten like brand new computers in the classroom, and just instead of doing anything related to class, we just played Minecraft.
Yeah, I mean, I had him before, like back in, I don't know if it was 7th or 8th grade, but when it was a robotics class. And it's not like we learned anything in that either. Like anytime we weren't doing robotics, we were essentially just on freerice.com, just fucking hopefully giving rice to African children or wherever they were going. So,
Yeah, I don't know, man. I didn't understand that at all. I didn't understand that at all. We were just a bunch of like nerdy kids not doing anything related to school. I'm surprised no teacher or principal ever walked in there and just saw us like fucking around.
yeah, honestly.
I do remember 9th grade. You remember I don't want to say her name. Miss Penis.
Okay.
I think you know who I'm talking about.
Maybe.
The one who taught civics and economics and like history.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I remember her. We had class one day, and we'll get to like actual relevant topics. But I remember one day we had the media and web page design class, and he took us on a field trip to a university to check out their technology. Right. I remember. Apparently, I think he might have gotten in trouble for this, but I don't think he talked to the rest of the teachers to let them know that we were leaving and going to be gone for most of the day.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, I
I think
vaguely remember that. Yeah.
he might have talked to the principal. He definitely had to talk to like the principal and whatnot to get the bus, but he didn't actually let any other teachers know that like a chunk of ninth and 10th graders were just going to be not there.
Yeah.
So I remember specifically because he sent me and someone else. It might have been you actually. He sent me to go get the keys to the bus from the front office, and I went there to go pick them up. And they're like, "Oh, well, here you go." And I remember she happened to be in that office, and she saw me grabbing the keys, and she's like, what are you doing?" I'm like, getting the keys to the bus." She's like, "What do you mean? We're going on a field trip." She's like, "What? Who's going? I need a list." Oh my, it was such a Karen moment. She was like, "I need a list of all the students that are going to be gone for the rest of the day so I can make proper preparations." And I looked, I looked her dead in the eyes, and I'm like, "Yeah, okay, I got you. I'll do that." And I just didn't come
Yeah.
back. I just like thought like there was no conversation, there was no thought. I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm not gonna do that for you. I'm just gonna leave. Like I'm not gonna do that at all. Like, what are you talking about? I'm gonna go on this field trip because this field trip sounds cool, and I don't feel like doing that. Like I don't want to do that at all. I was a piece of shit in ninth grade anyway.
Was she breathing heavy and rubbing her legs as she was talking?
You know what? She probably was. She was breathing heavily, definitely, because she was upset about. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a list for all the students going. Like, yeah, no, shut up.
Yeah.
Dude, she was almost as annoying as our math teacher. I don't know, Miss Rat.
Yeah.
I sound so mean right now describing these teachers, but I'm just trying not to say their names. And by the way, I'm getting really close to actually saying their names, so I'm being very careful.
Yeah, I mean, if you slip, honestly, I don't even care. To be honest, I don't.
Wow, you hear that? You hear that? Kobe's gonna dox some people, so be careful.
Ooh. Look out.
But dude, she was almost just as bad, dude. She like called me out one day in the middle of class to tell everyone I was flunking. I turned that grade around, but she like told everybody in class that I was flunking her class in ninth grade.
Damn, dude. We're talking about Big L, right?
Yeah, we're talking about Big L.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. She I think because I like did a thing where I was able to like help out with the younger grades, with some like big party thing that was going on. And I was like, "Oh, cool!" And the counselors were like, "Well, if you want to come help us out for like the last 2 periods of school, you need to get permission from your teachers." And I'm like, "All right, cool, got you." And I went and asked her like, "Can I like skip class today to go help the kids, the younger kids?" And she looked at me and she's like, "Well, David, you're flunking right now. You're getting really bad grades, so you really need to be in class today. But you can go if you want to." And I'm like, "All right, cool, bye."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she was a bitch,
Yeah,
dude. This is horrible.
She did. Yeah, like she got so frustrated with teaching students. I'm like, "Bro, I don't get it. Help." She's like, "Well, don't you get about it? It's not that hard. Like,
Yeah.
maybe if you taught better."
They didn't really have any standards for who could teach.
No, but you didn't do that bad in her class. I know you were like top math class, Mr. Brainiac.
Yeah, I mean, I never really had issues in math, to be honest, but
Yeah, I know.
listen, for me, it was always the work. I don't like doing work. I'm very lazy. Look, yeah, here's a secret. Here's a channel secret for you guys who might be bored by this conversation. Anytime I say a video is going to come out this week and it doesn't come out, it's not because something came up. It's because I'm fucking lazy. That's it. It's literally the only reason.
I mean, like, that's not a bad reason, right?
look, I don't know. It's not like there's a whole lot of people who are like, oh my god, I was really excited for, that Friday release. And then it didn't come out.
I'll call you out on it, though.
Yeah, I mean, a video was supposed to come out this week already that didn't come out. So, whoops.
Well, your king has fallen from grace, audience. Your king has fallen from grace.
Listen, shit happens, all right? I mean, the problem is like, my sense of scale is horrible. Like, I'm always like, okay, this video is going to be easy. This is what I got to do. And then I'm like halfway in editing, I'm like, nah, this is going to be shit. I got to do like way more editing. And it's like, then it doesn't come out though. That's what happens. So, sorry guys. I mean, I was supposed to do sort of a rant video this time, but it's not really a rant anymore. Now it's more like a discussion video with a couple segments where I just, lose my shit for no reason, like a lunatic. But
yeah,
for the most part, I'm just kind of talking about DLC practices or whatever, and trying not to make it too circle jerky since everyone's already talked about that shit. So,
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Since you're doing some of these recordings and like making these discussions, do you mind if I hopped on some of these discussions in your video and just talk with you? Just have a back and forth while you're having this serious discussion. I'll shit on you while you're having a serious discussion. Create some comedy in there.
I mean, we could try that.
Yeah, I mean, we'll try it out for a couple of videos. I'll show you what the format that I'm talking about after this podcast. And I'll kind of get to help you get an idea of what I'm talking about. But I wanted to get on like some, I guess, we can either talk about some relevant topics or we can talk about some other things that we kind of were supposed, because we were supposed to do this podcast like a week and a half ago. So it was more relevant back then, but we can talk about the movie we watched, or we can talk about Rainbow Six, because we both play that a lot. We can talk about The Boys. How do you want to go about this, dude?
I was supposed to watch Alphas, and that never happened. Sorry.
Whoops. Yeah, I know. It's fine. I watched the first 3 or 4 episodes, and I haven't jumped back into it. Not because I don't want to. I just haven't. I kind of honestly had a moment where I just forgot. I was like, I forgot I was watching. I took a break and forgot about it a little bit.
Yeah.
But you need to watch Alphas. I thought you were watching the first episode.
I mean, I was going to, but I didn't. I mean, see, the thing is like,
no, don't do that. Well, every time you start a sentence off, well, see, the thing was, you're gonna feed me some bullshit. Is what you're gonna do.
Well, yeah, but you can pretend it's not bullshit for me. But
listen. Okay, it's your turn to pick a topic. I started with the Friends thing, and we really didn't get that specific about how we met, but that's okay. It's not. I don't think the audience is clamoring for how this dynamic duo came together.
Yeah, I mean, they don't exactly know who I am, and they know even less about you. So keep that in mind.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fine with that.
So I think they should. You should pick another subject. Pick something else. Go ahead. Tantalizing subject.
Yeah, I mean, one thing I do want to talk about, because, I briefly mentioned in my last video that, well, for like all 5 of you that made it to the end of the video, because unfortunately, see, here's the thing. Here's the great thing about YouTube. You have analytics.
Here we go.
And you can see how long people watch your videos for. So I already know, less than 10% of people make it to the end of the video. So that's whatever. That's fine. The point is, the 10% of you who got that far. And it's honestly, it's less than that, I think. I could probably look it up. But the point is I mentioned that I was going to do horror games for October, right? Well, I remembered that Crash 4 is coming out like October 2nd. So I'm definitely going to cover that first. But I definitely will still do the Resident Evil remake.
See that? He's inconsistent, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, well, whatever. There's never any real promises. Anytime something comes out of my mouth, like, it's not a guarantee. I'm sorry, it's not. My motivation changes daily. But so anyway, the point of what I'm saying is I'm still gonna do Resident Evil remake, gonna do Silent Hill 2 probably, Resident Evil 5 might not come out till November. I don't know. Who knows? And I should know, but I don't. And yeah, I don't know. So yeah, look forward to Crash 4. Actually, yeah, Dave, we can talk about Crash 4. I mean, you like Crash Bandicoot, right? So,
Dude, I don't know that much about Crash 4 right now. I
what
have
kind of
not
fan
been
are
keeping.
you? Dude, you're the worst fan. Fake fan. Fake
You
fan.
know what? I listen here, okay? How long has it been since Crash 3 came out? And I'm not talking about the remake. I'm talking about just in general. When did Crash 3 come out?
Either 1999 or 2000.
What was that? I'm sorry. Say that again. Was that 20 years
Yeah,
ago? You
20
said.
years ago.
Okay, then. I'm sorry that I kind of was like, oh, okay. I mean, like it came. I'm glad that they're making it, and I think I'm gonna change my setup, so I'm kind of not really focused on it right now. Anyway, also, yeah, no, I'm just gonna change my setup, so I'm not really thinking about it because I need to move some shit around here. But I just haven't been thinking about it. I'll play it. I knew it was coming, but I didn't look into it because I'd rather be a little surprised.
Well, I gotta say, they did recently release a trailer on PlayStation Underground or whatever that is kind of worrying a little bit. I mean, I haven't seen that much gameplay either, I'll be honest. I mean, I saw the first trailer, the reveal trailer, and that looked fine. But now they showed off Tawna's redesign because apparently they're not just doing time travel. This is like another universe or something. So I guess they're doing like multiverse shit or something. And yeah, Tawna doesn't look anything like Tawna anymore. Like this is they made her like a modern like hipstery cyberpunky like pirate, I guess. She has like neon hair and it looks weird. Like you'll see her design, it looks kind of out of place. I mean, feel free to look it up, I guess. But that wasn't really the bad part so much as the gameplay they showed right after that, which I don't know, like it looks like they're drifting away from like the Crash Bandicoot style level design where you have, these tight super linear levels that's all about platforming skill. They looked a little bit more open, but not like open as in it's not linear, but just it's not as tight and focused. Like she was like jumping across like these flying pirate ships or whatever. And I don't know, it just looked like easy, too easy, you know? I don't know. And here's the thing. People are going to say that I'm just being normal Kobe shitting on whatever. The game's not even out yet. The amount of people who said that on my fucking Suicide Squad video or, Gotham Knights, blah, 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 that rant video where it's like, the game just started development. It's like, look, I don't know if the game's going to be shit. I'm just commenting on what I saw, okay? The Gotham Knights gameplay looked bad. And Suicide Squad trailer, I don't know. I didn't really have much to
There's,
say. I was kind of stretching it
there's
thin.
no there's no gameplay for that yet.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I was just commenting on what I saw with the trailer. I was like, eh, you know.
listen. The Suicide Squad's one. All I want from that is sort of like the Marvel Alliance, where I have four. I can play with four people, well, not four people. I can play with three other people, and we just go through Gotham or just DC cities and just have a blast. I mean, like that's what I'm looking for. Is just me and three others playing the game together. That's why I'm mad about Gotham Knight is that it's not four player, even though you have four characters. It's only going to be two player. I was kind of sad about that.
Yeah, I mean, depending on where things are by the time it comes out, we might end up playing that anyway, and then I'll make a video on it. So, but
I look forward to being in your video.
you should. You should. Listen, you're going to be here's the thing. You're my guinea pig right here. You're
Okay.
my permanent number 2. This is what the audience needs to know because I already promised the
Some World War II flashbacks.
I already promised the people a Dead Space 3 review. And I know you don't want to play Dead Space 3 again, but you have no choice.
What? I will play Dead Space 3 again.
Oh, well,
What you talking
there
about?
you go. See, he's willing. I've trained him well. But
Okay.
so
That sounds so much worse if you understood more context.
come here, boy.
Audience. Oh my gosh. That's you're gonna get like cancel culture like hard, and I'm gonna laugh.
Listen, I have 2 black friends. They will meet my other
No,
one soon enough.
actually, to be fair, Carlos is more of a pot a mixing what was I going for? What word am I going
If
for?
Carlos
It's
was
more of a stew pot.
trans, I would be untouchable because I'd be like, look at this like incredibly diverse, privilege points living organism over here. This is my shield. You know.
Uh, yeah, I know. It's funny how you've got this diverse crowd of friends, and yet you are probably the biggest jar of mayonnaise I know.
Yeah. Listen, I have to stand apart from you guys. You
You're
guys
right.
make me more white. That's
Honestly, you're not wrong. I'm sure that's probably
yeah.
true. I'm sure that's the case.
Right. But
Um,
well, what I was saying about Crash 4 though, is just that I hope it's good. Look, I'm not gonna say it's bad, and I'm gonna play it no matter what and cover it. But when I pick up on things very easily. I played video games too long. I played too many video games for any normal human being. So
listen to him stroking his
yeah.
dick.
Listen, they don't. They know. Look, they fucking know. They should know, and you definitely know. And so I'm sorry. I just pick up on these small things that just look off. Like that's just always what happens. But I hope it's good. Right. So the last thing I'll say about it before we move on is that it's being developed by Toys for Bob instead of Vicarious Visions.
Oh wait, Toys for Bob did what was that
Spot.
game? Skylanders,
Yes,
right?
they did Skylanders, but more notably, they did the Spyro remakes more recently, right? So
Okay,
my question
okay.
is, what the hell is Vicarious Visions doing? Like, because they did not make Crash Team Racing. Beanox did, which is that's a completely different studio. And Vicarious Visions, I think, helped with it. But they must be working on something big right now, maybe something completely different. And I wanted Toys for Bob to make Spyro 4. So what is going on? I don't know. It's kind of weird. They didn't. I don't know if Toys for Bob knows like how to do Crash level design well. I guess we'll find out.
We will find out in due
Yeah.
time.
So yeah, that's enough on that, I guess. I don't know. Did you want to talk about Siege?
You know what? I guess we can talk about that is video game related before we move on to a different topic. Before, well, hmm, yeah, well, I'll save that one. I'll save that one. So we'll move to Siege. To give you guys context, me and Kobe, we've been playing Siege for how long now? Like
I think it was. Um. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I know it was like
2018 when we started.
maybe it was whenever like around when Legion came out. It was like right before that or something.
So I'm sure I'm not gonna look that up, but somebody can look that up and see like when that happened. Just to give you, I guess, a better idea, Kobe, you've got what 290 something hours, not including PC.
Yeah, it was something like that on console. I can't remember.
I
Yeah.
On console, I made sure of it. I hit 300 hours, and I'm still the most average player on the planet. But and then I think on PC I've probably done another couple hours, not significant. But we started playing on PC maybe a few weeks ago. I mean, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably like 3 weeks
We
ago.
should
Yeah.
you should definitely we should record some of that footage. Well, I don't know if I'm going to record. I don't. Do I still have OBS?
I've
on here?
recorded
What do I do
some
with
of
that?
our stuff. Yeah. I'm trying to like
Well, we should.
balance the audio in because I was doing it all through OBS because OBS lets you record audio too of your own,
Right.
and
But
so
does it record people like the other? Does it
yeah,
record
yep.
us?
I've got all your
We didn't.
audio. I'm trying to balance my audio in it.
Okay, it didn't get that. Okay, you didn't get the
Oh, I
footage
got
of
the
like
N-word thing.
Carlos.
If that's what you're talking about.
Uh,
Yeah,
that's,
I got
okay.
3 minutes of the British kid. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just for context, you know what? I'm not gonna tell you that, audience. That will come out and be a little treat for you guys if you keep it in.
Yeah, I could put that as like a clip at this part if you want. I don't know. Do you want to describe it and then I could put like a small clip?
Sure. Yeah. Okay. You gonna censor me?
That'll be the first I don't know. See, I got to look up more YouTube rules on this stuff. This is why I'm experimenting with like censoring myself is like supposedly it only matters if you curse in like the first 30 seconds and the last 30 seconds and maybe in the middle somewhere. I don't know. So who knows? I might have to censor stuff. I don't know.
If you gotta censor me, you gotta censor me. But we were playing a game of Siege. I think that the match had like just started, and some British kid came in and said, "Do we have any? Do we have any? Any Jews? Any Jews?" And like clockwork, Carlos jumped in and starts talking like mad shit. He just starts giving him the business. And then like I couldn't contain myself. I'm just laughing. Kobe's in the background laughing. I mean, we're just it's the best because Carlos isn't even mad. He's just giving him shit back, and the kid has nothing to say, but he just keeps calling him doing that because he has like nothing else to say but that. So that's all you hear is Carlos talking shit about the UK.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. Like I was purposely kind of like baiting him, trying to like get into it cuz I'm like, "Yes, I have two black friends right here." Or something. Yeah.
The ultimate shield.
Yeah.
Shut
Fuck
up.
Queen, bro.
Shut up, mate. Bro,
Shut up, mate. Shut up,
Shut
mate.
up. You're not.
Shut up, mate.
Shut up, mate.
Jesus
Do you want
Christ,
to
mate.
talk in your stupid ass language? Yeah.
Fuck up, TD.
Yeah, shut your black ass up, bro. Go back to the field. I don't want to hear a black ass talk anymore.
Yo,
shut
shut the
the hell
fuck up. You from
bro.
Ohio, nigga. I'm surprised you even gotten that, bro. Fuck up, bro.
It was I don't know. It was funny. It was also kind of annoying. I'm not sure how much of that I can actually show in YouTube.
Well, yeah,
but
I mean,
we'll
like
see.
it definitely got kind of more annoying, but I think it was still a fun moment. And I was like, wow, I've played on console for so long, and I haven't had that problem really. Like maybe a few instances, but not enough to remember them. And I'm like, immediately, like, what is that? That's like game 10 we've played, and then we ran into that. I'm like, wow, what the fuck?
Yeah, PC players really like the gamer word, as they call it now.
Yeah, it's real funny. But I was kind of more so talking like Siege in general is I think we both have a love-hate relationship with that game.
Yeah, especially since I've been playing it more on my own recently, which is a mistake.
Yeah. Why are you doing that?
Well, here's the thing: the new season came out with Sam Fisher, and so
Oh, it's out. Why didn't you say something? Like this is what I'm talking about.
I didn't feel
audience.
like playing
He
with you
doesn't-
guys. Sorry.
He doesn't talk to us, and then he's like, "Well, I just want to play with you." And then he's like, "How come we don't play games together anymore?"
Look, they'll know I'm a bad friend in like 3 or 4 podcasts in. Trust me. If they haven't already figured it out. I'm sorry, guys. I'm an extreme introvert. Like, extreme. I know, like, again, this is like gonna sound like some special snowflake shit, but I promise you, as you get to know me, you will know. You will fucking know.
He is autistic.
Yeah, just call it autism. That's fine. Fuck it. If there's something wrong with me, I don't want to be around other humans, like, ever. So.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people come off as introverted. I'm even introverted, right? He's on a new level that I've never seen before.
Yeah, and Devin's the same way, which, well, I don't even know if he's my brother. He'll probably come up, in times in the future.
Yeah, imagine Kobe, but a better version.
No, please. If by better you mean like more racist and more extreme and more edgy, just he's worse in every way. He's less tolerable. He's the guy like pushing me to try and make my channel as extreme as possible. So if you've ever like heard me like I was channeling some of him in that Gotham Knights video, I'm telling you, just to try and be controversial. But anyway, shit. What were we talking about? Something about Siege? What?
My gosh, yeah. We're talking about how it's a very much a love-hate relationship. I mean, I've played plenty. I've done my fair share of like dumb shit, team killing and shit like that. Not on purpose, mind you. I think that's the worst part is like I don't ever team kill on purpose.
Yeah.
I would rather get team killed on purpose than have the shit that I've done where I've like I remember a game on console where I literally headshot at both of you back to back. You and Carlos.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I mean, I was mad at the time, but I think it's funny thinking that now. It's too bad, like, I don't know if this was a problem because I was saving clips that are too long, but a lot of those PlayStation clips are just too low quality. I don't know. I could probably still pull some of them, like from PlayStation, if I want to show them off at some point, like as an example of what's happening here. Because we've talked about this before, and obviously the audience will have been watching this for about 45 minutes if they got to this point, or not. Well, I'm gonna cut some of this, but the point is they're going to be watching the gameplay, but basically as these podcasts are going, I'm just going to have gameplay going, like in the corner or something. So I could possibly show off some of those clips I'm talking about if it's important enough.
Yeah, no. I think it'd be good. It'd be funny. It'd be good.
I'm just saying, like, beforehand, it's going to be probably shit quality. Because, like, I don't know if it was something wrong with my PS4, but, like, half the time when I hit the share button, it comes out really bad quality. I don't know why. No idea why. It might be in the settings somewhere, and I've been too lazy to actually, find it.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first
time. Oh, what I was going to tell you was, though, is that my problem recently... See, because when we play together, actually, I think we get some fair games. I mean, we get stomped sometimes, of course, because I don't want to be one of those guys who says like, "Oh, we're not really care, guys." We're not really.
Listen, audience, when we play, and it's usually because it's the three of us together, are more, I guess, more often than not, it's me and Kobe, and then Carlos. We do play a lot of games with Carlos, but he's a little bit busier, so a lot of times it'll be just me and Kobe. And really, even when all three of us are playing, there's a bit of there's a sense of kind of jokingness, and when we're playing, we don't. It's weird to say like we don't take it seriously, but when we play to win, but we're also playing to have a fun time. And usually that means that you can't hear the sweat dripping from my forehead onto the keyboard.
Yeah.
So, usually when you play against people who are trying like hard, I mean like they're playing like they're about to win a ranked match, and get a couple grand. I'm sure some of you who've played Rainbow Six and have played against those people, and I've seen in comments of some Rainbow Six stuff before, where people are like, "I played a match, like one of my first matches, and this dude was acting like this was the pro league, and it just turned me off of the game." And like, yeah, there's a people who play casual like it's pro league, and they've tried to introduce balancing so that you don't get matched with those kind of people. But the problem is that some of the audience doesn't want that because they kind of want to stomp when they want to stomp. I mean, you get more of an opportunity to stomp out really bad players. And I wouldn't say they were really bad players. In fact, I think if we were still playing console, we'd probably be if we were ranked, we'd probably be somewhere in gold. I mean, yeah, gold. But gold is fairly average for Rainbow Six, but it's still not bad. I think. But again, playing on Rainbow Six, especially on PC, there's a lot of people who even on the casual settings play very hard and are trying very hard. And it's just sometimes it's not fun because it's just like playing Call of Duty and you play against like a bunch of people who are like trying like way too hard. It's just not fun, especially when you're just playing the game to play the game. It's just like anything in life. I mean, you're just kind of doing it to have a little fun, and then there's someone that's just trying like way too hard and getting way too upset or frustrated. You know how many people like leave the game if they die in the first round?
Yeah, oh my god, that's so annoying. It's so annoying. I mean, it's funny when it's the enemy team, obviously, but
well, yeah, like that's what I'm talking about. It's like you kill someone on the enemy team and they immediately eject.
Yeah,
and it's just like, what? Like, did you want to get a game where you die 0 times? Like, what? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get a perfect KD like every game. But I guess if you leave enough matches, I guess it'll be positive.
Yeah.
But, I mean, is that a real win?
No. But, oh yeah. So the thought I was trying to start before was, I was playing some of the new season, and dude, I don't know if it's just a string of bad luck, or I'm playing the game too late, or I don't know what's happening, but I came across so many sweaty matches. Like, I lost like 5 or 6 matches in a row. It was just so crushing. Because here's the thing, right? And here's the only reason I kept pushing. So, and I'm gonna bring this up. I wish that I hadn't already recorded the audio for my new video when I start playing this, because since I'm talking about DLC, obviously I talk about battle passes in the new video. But Rainbow Six started doing this recently, which is really kind of fucked up, to be honest, because one, it's still, a game you have to buy. It's not a free to play game. Second, they already have yearly passes that they sell to you for like $30 to get the new operators, when they come out, and you also get other minor benefits. But now some seasons they have battle passes that also cost $10. And it's like, are you fucking kidding me, Ubisoft? You're like milking your only good multiplayer game dry at this point, right? So my point is I was trying to level up, the battle pass or whatever, and fuck, it's really slow. Anyway, so I kept getting these fucking, oh my god, these sweats, dude. I swear on PC, and it's probably because the game's been out for almost 5 years, and me and David are new to PC. I mean, maybe for me it's debatable how new is 6 months, but the point is like it's not exact. I don't exactly have that much experience multiplayer, FPSs on PC. But everyone has memorized head height in Rainbow Six because one,
Oh yeah. Oh yes, they have.
it's so hard to fucking peek or just do certain shit compared to console, because you can very easily just die. And for as many shady tactics as we've seen on console, on PC there's even more. So I'm finding new ways to get just brutally killed, and it's sometimes you just want to play the game, man. You don't want to have to throw your drone every time you want to infiltrate a building.
Yeah, dude. Oh, yeah. Speaking of shitty tactics, dude, the console. I don't know how many people play Rainbow Six on console, but apparently, I mean, I already knew you could get an adapter to attach your keyboard and mouse to your console, and it if you get the right adapter, it tricks the PlayStation to thinking that you're using a controller, and then you can do all the key bindings so you can play games. How about people were playing Rainbow Six Siege with mouse and keyboard on console versus fighting other people with controllers? Do you know how many times I saw footage or just was walking down a hallway behind someone about to kill them and they spun 180 degrees in half a second and headshotted me?
Yeah.
And it's like it happens and you're like, the fuck? How did that? What? That was not a controller. What the hell? And then you see the sensitivity. I'm like, all right, so we just have people running around, just shaking their head, entire body around, just in circles. It's like, what? Really? And you see people doing that shit, and it's like, why? Why though? Is it that? Do you want to win that bad? Just play on PC. Are you that shit at PC that you need to play on console?
Yes, there are a lot of low life individuals who will do anything to get an advantage. And it's surprising that it's kind of not as well known as you would think. But yeah, these XIM devices, I don't remember what it stands for. But the point is yeah, it turns keyboard and mouse inputs into controller inputs. And this has been a thing for years at this point, right? And apparently, I don't know how legitimate this is because it's mostly just hearsay, because I don't think I've heard any developers comment on it. But people say, like coders, quote unquote, basically Redditors pretending they know shit, are saying no, it would be difficult to detect that sort of thing and ban it. So they don't bother. Basically nobody cares. But the thing is now you see it in every console game if you know where to look. Like when we played Apex, and David hated Apex because he doesn't really like battle royales, but
Hey, don't throw me under the bus.
it's true. You don't like battle royales.
Listen, I tolerated it.
Well, either way, there are moments where you're like, oh, that guy's definitely on keyboard and mouse. But the thing is, people don't even know that that's possible. So
Well, yeah. No,
I
you're
think
right.
more people need to know about it, and then maybe people would make a stir about it. But I don't know. It doesn't really matter anymore now that we're on PC, but it was definitely something that was pretty annoying.
I mean, dude, I looked it up because I was I thought it was expensive, and it is. The adapter that you need, there's the top one on Amazon is $124.
Yeah, $124 just to fucking beat some people with an unfair advantage. That's great.
Like you could just take that money and put it towards a PC.
Yeah. Yeah, you could.
It never made any sense to me because I thought so. I looked it up a long time ago because I thought there's no like how much does this thing cost? Because I for a moment considered it and then I saw the price. I'm like, well, that's too much. That's not worth it. If it was like $10, I'd be like, okay, I get it. I see why people are doing it. It's $125. Who is it worth it that much?
Yeah. I I don't know, dude. It was just horrible. Like that was the thing, right? It was like um David, you really liked Rainbow Six, and I didn't want to play it anymore on console because we kept, encountering this shit.
No, I get you. I understand. Like especially because after like year 4 or whatever year, uh, we hit that point in the audience of Rainbow Six where you only got like top tier players. You were getting like the cream of the crop at that point. So, and the cream of the crop are like half of them have like the reflexes of a god, and then the other half are using mouse and keyboard.
Yeah. And here's the thing, Ubisoft did announce something recently that was pretty smart because they know that the player base is dead on console, something that we talked about a million times. And so they recently announced that you can get a free upgrade for next gen. So I guess they're trying to bring the old players back. That could be cool if that works, I mean, the number one thing that I'm depressed about now playing on PC is losing all of my characters and all of my cosmetics. Oh my god. It's just
Yeah. Hey, you get the experience of like opening up epics and legendaries again, and not getting duplicates.
yeah, but at the same time, like almost all my stuff is shit.
Yeah.
I've gotten one
Yeah.
legendary and one rare, 0 epics, all the rest uncommons. Like so many uncommons.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you lost Black Ice too.
Yeah, I had black ice on one of the handguns and one of the shotguns. I don't remember which ones, but I did.
Well, it's okay. Well, we'll get it back. We'll get it back. I promise.
Yeah, hopefully.
Um, well, what time are we at?
We're
Cause I
we're at 55 minutes. Why?
no, I just was curious at what time we were at. I wanted to bring up something. Uh, because I was recently looking into this and I thought it was pretty interesting. I looked into some of the comic book origins of like the boys, and I figure it's kind of relevant right now since the show's coming out. How much of it have you seen for season 2?
I wish I'd seen another episode. I still have only seen the first one.
Really?
My
Oh
dad
God.
hasn't had time. Like that's the problem. Like hopefully we'll watch episode 2 and 3 today.
Well, it's two, 3, and 4. Episode 4
Yeah, I
came
don't
out.
even know if we'll have time to see 4, but I hope so.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. Dude, honestly, Homelander's a great character. I mean, not a he's a greatly written character. He's not a great person, but uh, yeah, I'm enjoying it. You gotta get on the hype train. But so what I was talking about, and I kind of refer this back to season 1 since you haven't seen it, and this is spoiler alerts for season 1. If you haven't seen it, I'm sorry. Spoiler alert. He'll put like a little spoiler warning too.
I think you said
I was
spoiler enough that works.
I was looking at the comic book character, like the versions of them, and a lot of people kind of agree that like the Amazon adaptation is kind of doing sort of a better job. Not that the comic book version doesn't have its place, but it's kind of doing a better job at giving you like a interesting story. Just because apparently, like you can see when you look at it, the writer, whenever he doesn't want you to like somebody, he goes out of his way to make sure you don't like them.
Okay.
Like it becomes like painstakingly obvious that you shouldn't like this character. Like episode 1, you know how Starlight gets the whole Hollywood Harvey Weinstein
Yeah.
treatment. So in the comic book version of that, it's not the Deep that does it. it's a Homelander, and not only does Homelander do it, but Black Noir and A Train come in, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, something's wrong with Homelander. He's acting all weird." They join in.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Wow.
Uh Also, A Train is kind of better written in the show. A Train is like, first of all, they changed races, which is funny because no one really cared that they changed him to a black guy, because he's an actual character in the show.
Okay.
He, yeah, he's just kind of like, so like how the Deep is at the bottom of the seven in terms of like respect. That's who A Train was in the comic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's kind of the butt of the joke. He's a complete piece of shit, and he kills Huey's girlfriend in a different way in the comic. In the comic, he throws a villain, and his girlfriend is in between the wall and the villain.
Oh.
Yeah, so she gets smashed. So it's almost a little bit more gruesome that he just runs through her in the
Yeah.
show. But yeah, no. So like, he's kind of just a complete unredeemable piece of shit in the comic. Whereas in the show, he's kind of a spoiled athlete who has some redeemable qualities, but not a lot.
Right.
Yeah, like a lot of the characters are different and kind of written to be more aggressive and shitty in the comics.
Okay.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm feel a little conflicted because they change a lot of things from the comics. Like there's a huge amount of things that are different. Like the fact that the butcher hit so you saw the end of season 1, right?
Yeah.
What happened at the end of season 1? Just to I don't want to spoil anything for you for season 2.
Oh, you mean like when Homelander left him at the house with where his wife was, and now.
Right,
Yeah.
okay. So in the comic, his wife died. She died giving birth to the kid. She didn't really give birth to the kid. The kid clawed its way out of her womb. Yeah. So he came. I think if I remember correctly, he comes home, and she's just dead, disemboweled on the ground, and there's a floating laser baby, and he kills it.
Jesus.
Yeah. So she's not alive in the comic.
Right.
So it kind of sends him on a hate boner to go after Homelander and whatnot. They changed some things, so that's one of them. A lot of the characters are very different. Like Frenchie is basically a French stereotype.
Oh.
Like he's almost kind of a joke character in the sense that like he's written to be as French as humanly possible.
Right.
Yeah. So there's a lot of changes in there. There's a lot of plot that's like completely different from the original story. But it's okay though, because it's still written interestingly, which I think is a problem that a lot of Hollywood stuff fails. Is that it's actually still, even though it's adapted and changed heavily, it's still well done.
Yeah. Yeah, there's kind of a similar thing with Umbrella Academy, which I haven't watched any more of that either. They kind of lost me at this point, so I don't think you're missing anything by not seeing season 2.
I just like, I don't know, man. I think the problem I have is like it's the reason why I like The Boys is that they have, not only do they have that interpersonal like kind of relationship stuff going on, but there's also other shit happening around that. It's not just, that's not the center focus, and it's just me. It's a me thing. I don't entirely like those kind of drama shows, especially because the CW does them like a shit ton, and you're like this can be interesting, but like damn man, you're focusing a lot on this, and I feel like every time they do interpersonal shows that revolve around that interpersonal relationships, it becomes too much of a center focus, and you forget about plot.
That's because they know who their target audience is, especially CW. I mean, they used to be a bit better at getting the... Well, no, I can't say they're a bit better, because the superhero shows, I suppose, are doing just fine at their job of getting both a male and female audience. But I just think you can't really you can't please everybody and still make a really high quality show, you know.
Yeah.
Say what you want, but
Very
women like drama, right? Is this the part where I reveal my true misogyny that I've been waiting all podcast for?
Don't attach me. Don't attach me to this. I'm not associated with
No,
this.
but honestly though, like, extremism aside, there's a lot of data on the type of audience that watches CW and Netflix for long hours, and that's, they're trying to make stuff for that audience, unfortunately. So as long as they make stuff for, dudes as well, I guess there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. I can't blame them. They're chasing the money, And but that's the thing though, is like Umbrella Academy. I did enjoy season 1. I mean, so season 2 being like so focused on kind of political stuff and also just like way too much drama, and I don't know, making another character gay when they already had a gay character. It's like, come on, all right. I don't know. It's just annoying. Whatever. For some reason, I want to bring up anime, even though I have nothing to say, really. Well, actually, what I do have to say about anime, I do want to talk to you about this, because you'll probably actually will see this, just because, I mean, why not, right? Is that the Dragon's Dogma anime comes out this Friday, I think. And
what platform is it on?
Netflix, I think. I think it's being done by the same studio that did Castlevania. So
interesting. So it's gonna have some pretty good animation then.
Yeah.
Or whatever action they do should be pretty solid. All right. I'll check it out. I mean, like, I'll check out anything. I'll at least watch the first episode, and if it's any, I feel so bad about this, and I'm sorry if the audience likes this, but it's the same. If the first episode doesn't pull me in, then it'll take me a minute to really power through it. Just like the world's favorite, the world's favorite anime. I think you know what that is.
Right now, or just in general?
No, just in general. The world's, the big one, Neon.
Oh, I just think of DBZ. But yes, Neon Genesis. We can talk about that. I may even dedicate a week to just watching the whole thing, so that I can like fucking talk about why it's shit.
No, you know what? If you do that video, I'm joining.
Yeah, we can talk about it if you want. I mean, like, here's the thing. I want to do more experimental videos, because I just sometimes I get bored of doing these long reviews. Though obviously I need to tackle, I'll tackle any game I want to tackle, right? But my mind is very fickle. So that's why when the Dragon's Dogma anime comes out, I am going to talk about that, because, for any of you who saw the top 10 video, number 1 was Dragon's Dogma for a game you guys should play. And if you haven't seen that video, maybe I will make a dedicated Dragon's Dogma video at some point, because that game's awesome. I love it.
Again, I would also like to, I will definitely watch that. And because I think it'd be good to have the perspective of someone who hasn't played the game, but just watches the show, versus someone who's done both.
Yeah.
I want to join your videos, Kobe. Let me be in your videos.
Well, see, this is what you get when you're my friend. You get to beg to be in my videos. But no. Anyway, no, seriously, you can. Yeah. We can set something up like that. You got to record your own audio though. That's
Damn.
That part, that's a requirement. But anyway, what's interesting about the anime is that the game didn't really have much of a plot. I mean, it did have a basic plot, but everything around that was just kind of like generic fantasy shit. So I'm curious to see what they do with it. Like, will they just stick with the main concept of the plot? Will they insert all their own stuff? Who knows? I don't know.
They definitely are going to insert their own shit.
Well, hopefully it's good shit. I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Hopefully.
It's Netflix, so 50-50, I guess.
You're not wrong about that. It's very much... I remember when Netflix used to just only put out bangers?
I mean, I don't know if that was ever real. Like, was that ever
That was real. Yes, that was a time.
I think it's more like they just advertised the good ones better and kept the shittier ones under the radar. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
95% of their content that was original were absolute bangers. Don't at me.
Well, that time is gone. That time is gone for sure. It's not gonna happen ever again. I don't think. They need to make too much content. You know, that's the thing. Like, their big curse is that they have to produce enough shit every month to keep people subscribed. And there are so many people subscribed, and they're also trying to draw in new people to subscribe because
How many new people are going to subscribe to Netflix?
Yeah, but that's the curse of corporate culture, isn't it? Isn't that why they always like take these giant weird like marketing risks where they like try and shit on their own audience to draw in a new audience because they don't think the old audience will leave. Like, that's every time like SJW shit happens, right? And I'm gonna get into a little rant here.
Oh, here we go.
Okay,
strap in.
So if you're wondering why EA has pulled all this, you don't need gamers to be your audience thing over the last few years, especially with DICE. And they didn't even fucking learn this from Battlefront 2. This is something I could have talked about in the video, but it's not necessarily related to DLC. But, with Battlefront 5, or not Battlefront, Battlefield 5, the reason that they were shitting on their fucking audience is because of one reason and one reason only. A study that was done about 4 or 5 years ago about, the audience of gamers, right? You guys have all seen this before. This is where that phony statistic about 40% of gamers are women thing came from. The thing is, nobody read that study. Not a single goddamn person read that study. I actually went to the study. Because if you read it, you're like, oh. Have you ever looked at what that 40% is? I'll tell you what that 40% is. I think 80% of that was match 3 games, or match 4 games or whatever, aka Bejeweled and fucking Candy Crush and all that shit. That was 80% of the 40% of women. And I think another 10% was like other mobile games. So then of the remaining 10% of that, 40%, I think they said something that was analogous to basically Nintendo games. Like, they said it was like platforming and adventure, right? So then which there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, because I love 3D platformers and Legend of Zelda is fine and all that shit, right? But basically, so then out of that, the last 5% is devoted to AAA generic ass games. And so somehow, see, here's the thing, corporate culture is fucked, right? And here's why. Because of shareholders, blah, 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 I'm not a financial guy. So I'm going to say this in layman's idiot terms, right? But the point is like, they have these quarterly meetings and the numbers always have to go up. Every time they have to show, an increase in revenue, right? So they have to try whatever insane bullshit that they can to make a bigger profit, even though they've already reached their target audience. So there's a lot of kind of conspiracies about how this went this direction, and I sort of agree with the one I'm about to say. But the conspiracy, I believe, is that through HR departments, essentially, and loose nepotism, these SJW feminist types have hired all their buddies into
absolutely crazy.
Yeah, that's all right. But basically, so through the basically it starts with diversity hires, right? Which is basically just a corporate required thing for partially just for appearances, for public opinion, whatever, right? And so, but the problem is, all with these SJW feminist types, and maybe it's smart, maybe more people need to do this, is they have a very like tribalist way of doing things where they're like, okay, now that I'm in the company, I'm going to recommend all my buddies to get hired in the company, right? And so that's how they start infecting their ideology into the company. And they start convincing, I don't know if they're convincing marketing departments or just convincing executives that the way to get with the kids these days and to get more women into buying video games so we can make more money is to shove diversity bullshit in. And that's why Battlefield 5 was such a disaster with the fucking cyborg sniper woman and fucking, like, they literally lied about history with their, was it Poland? I can't remember which story it was. It was like Sweden or Poland or something about like not when the Nazis occupied the country. It was like the original real history was about a small group of men who infiltrated this dam and like they blew it up or they disabled it or whatever they did. And then in the game they changed it to a lone woman snuck in and blow up the dam. I think in like reality there were no women involved. And it was like a bunch of people.
Yeah, like I understand that in terms of inaccuracy, but I mean, in all honesty, do people go to Battlefield for historical accuracy for their game? I mean,
They should.
I've never really.
Yeah.
Why? Why I've never thought of Battlefield as like a historically accurate game franchise. I'm like, yeah, it's just a fun World War II, World War One game.
Well, I feel like if you're covering if you're covering a real war, you should try to remain as historically accurate as possible, and not in terms of gameplay mechanics. Like that's always a stupid argument that I hear, where it's like, but the gameplay not realistic. It's like, shit.
No, I'm not arguing about like that. I'm saying like I think that if you want to do something like change the historical accuracy, why don't you say it like the beginning before the game even starts that this is a fictitious representation.
Yeah, you could do that.
Why not just do that? Because that's how you cover your ass. Like it's not. This is just we're making some of this up. It's a video game. We're making some of it up. We're just trying to make it fun. Instead of like, because I understand what you're saying that like, hey, they kind of lean into being historically accurate, and then they give you a piece of history that's not accurate. I understand why people would have a problem with that. I just think that why not at least from their end just state at the beginning, hey, this is some of this is going to be fictitious because we're trying to make an interesting story and not necessarily an accurate one. Because sometimes the most accurate version of the story is not the most fun version of the story. That's not always the case, especially with a lot of the World War II stories that happen. But I'm just saying that at the end of the day, you're playing for entertainment, not a history lesson.
Yeah, I feel like you can do both. But yes, if you don't want to do it that way, you could just have that like some kind of disclaimer, like, yeah, this is not necessarily historically accurate or something. I don't know. They don't do that though. I guess
no, I'm agreeing with you. They don't do that, so they kind of are implying that this is accurate. They don't say that it's accurate, but they imply it.
What's funny too is like in Battlefield 1. So this started even before Battlefield 5 actually, because some people were complaining about this. I remember is that they released an expansion or DLC or whatever for Battlefield 1 that let you play as a black female Nazi. Essentially, I mean, not a real Nazi since it's World War One, but a German black female. It's like that. No, there's 0% chance that existed. 0%.
But is it multiplayer? Or
yeah, it's in the multiplayer.
Okay, well, if it's the multiplayer, you're just playing as different. Like, I don't have a problem with that. If it was in the single player, I'd be like, well, all right, you're making a World War One story. I don't think that flies. But if it's in the multiplayer and you're just kind of playing warring faction, I think that's mostly like an aesthetics thing that maybe you want. Maybe somebody wanted a black pre-Nazi character to play as.
You're far away from your mic right now.
Yeah, that's my fault. I don't think that it's a huge problem. That if it's in multiplayer and not single, if it's in multiplayer, I think if you just want the cosmetic, that's kind of okay in my book. As long once you go into the single player and have like a black Nazi-ish person, I'm like, okay, you're pushing that a little too far. But I think multiplayer, it's kind of just simply a cosmetic at that point. It's not accurate, but it's a multiplayer. I think the multiplayer kind of you get a little leeway.
Yeah, I don't know. Some things are just kind of. I mean, I understand that. I just think like from a certain perspective, it's like a semi-immersion type of thing. Like for example, like imagine if in Battlefront 2 you could be like a rebel stormtrooper or something. Like you would be like a I'm not sure exactly what that would look like, but essentially you would be I guess it would make more sense the other way around. Like if you were like a rebel dude who wore like discarded stormtrooper armor or something, it just doesn't really fit the aesthetic. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's probably not as big of a deal as people made it out to be, but I think at the same time, you know, there's lines that are crossed. Like, for example, Call of Duty World War II, they censored all the swastikas from the game. It's a fucking World War II game. You have to have swastikas. Are you kidding me? And you know why they did it. They did it because they might have not been able to sell the game in Germany. You know, and it's like, why not just make the German version censored and give everyone else the swastikas, you know? I don't know. It's like, are you really a Nazi if you just have the Iron Cross? The Iron Cross is still used today. You know, it's like, that's the thing too. Like, SJWs are retards, and they complain about, like, the Iron Cross sometimes. It's like, that's just, like, the German army. They use that. It's like, it's not bad.
The swastika wasn't bad before Hitler kind of ruined
Yeah.
it for everyone.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know, unfortunately that happened. But the point is like, that's how you know they're bad. Like, every movie ever, you see the swastika, like, oh, they're the bad guy. You know? I don't know. It's my point is like I fucking hate what's happened to all these game companies, but I don't have anything specific to talk about it. So I'm just going to ramble, which I know some people want to hear me do that because they talk about it in my rant videos. They're like, "Yeah, dude, talk shit." But it's like I don't know, David, you'll probably just get annoyed with me if I just rant about nothing.
I listen. Just so the audience knows, because we kind of said at the beginning, I've heard him ramble and rant for like almost 10 years now. So everything he said, he's already said at least 4 or 5 times because his memory is absolutely shit. So he rants about the same thing 4 or 5 times like an old disheveled man.
Occasionally I'll even say the same thing in a video, and I'm just too lazy to cut it out. I don't know if you've noticed. But
I don't hear your voice anymore.
It's like, I don't know. Yeah, gaming sucks. I want good games, god damn it. Please stop.
That's why I stick to movies. Even though movies are in the same boat.
Yeah,
but,
movies are kind of shitty now too, so it doesn't help.
Now?
Yeah, they have been for quite a while, I should say. But yes. But that's the thing. That's why I said, like, gaming is like Hollywood now. You know, Hollywood's been like this for a while. But yeah, I suppose. But the answer, see, here's the thing, David. I know you've said this with all things. You've said it with music, and I'm not saying you're wrong. But I think there's a certain appeal to, like, mainstream stuff. So yes, while there's always going to be that guy who's like, you could just play indie games. And I'm the guy who says play old games, right? But either way, those are the two options. And you could say that about movies. Watch indie films or watch old films, right? And I do watch old films. That doesn't mean you don't want modern stuff. I want modern stuff. You know, I'm going to complain because I want good modern stuff too. You know?
Yeah, I understand.
I just think, like, people always kind of discount that part of it where it's like, you're right, but also I'm right. You know? Like, we can both be right. It's like, because there's certain things, like, gaming, we need to move forward again. You know, we've been moving backward for so long. When's the last time AI has advanced in a video game? Like, fucking an eternity. Like, you know, in Ubisoft games, enemies are fucking brain dead. You know, that's part of why every Far Cry feels the same. It's not just because you're doing the same thing, which you are, you know, liberating all these bases and climbing these towers and blah, blah, blah. But also, the enemies act exactly the same and function exactly the same. You know, I talked about enemy variety in a couple times in videos, and I think it's pretty important, you know, to change. And so people excited about Assassin's Creed Valhalla, everything I've seen looks exactly the same as Odyssey, but just in a different location. I don't know, David. What do you think about Assassin's Creed Valhalla? You probably don't care either, I'm guessing.
I don't give a shit about Assassin's Creed. I haven't given a shit about Assassin's Creed since fuck. When was the last time I gave a shit about Assassin's Creed? Maybe
Black Flag, maybe. I like Black
I
Flag.
don't even know if I didn't even get to really play that much of Black Flag. It was probably honestly
Brotherhood?
fuck.
Or even
No,
before
what
that with Assassin's Creed 2.
the fuck? What was the other Assassin's Creed game that I played?
Revelations, maybe?
I did play Odyssey. Not Odyssey. Was it Origins? I played Origin was the Egyptian one.
Right.
But when did I like really play through an Assassin's Creed game? I'm trying to figure out the fuck was the last time I played a fucking. Oh, why am I swearing so much? I think I played Syndicate, but I don't think I finished it.
I think that was the last one I finished. Because I was very desperate.
You know what? I played Unity a little bit. There's Assassin's Creed Rogue. Wait, no. I played the Chronicles, the side scrollers. I don't know. It very much kind of was a significant drop off. But oh yeah, you know what? It was Assassin's Creed 3. That's the one that like kind of annoyed the shit out of me with the like 2.5 hour like intro.
Yeah, I hated that, dude. That's what killed my interest in the game. It took way too long.
No, I didn't finish it because you play as like his dad, right, or his grandfather.
Yeah, you play as his dad in the beginning.
Right, and you play as his dad, and you play for like a couple hours, and then there's like this whole intro. It's like, oh, it turns out your dad's a Templar, and you know, the son is the one who's the assassin. Ooh, and I'm like, they could have done this in like an hour. It took like almost 3 hours to complete. Right, like, you could have done this in like an hour and had the same effect.
Yeah, and
also it's just slow. It's slow. You have to walk around everywhere, and all the locations are sparse. It's not like Assassin's Creed 2 or Brotherhood where you're running around a city, and so at least you get to see the skyline as you're running across buildings. You're just running through the forest.
Yeah. And the thing is too is like fuck, I lost my train of thought. You can keep going. Shit.
I don't know, man. I get, Connor's interesting, I guess, to a degree, but I just was like, I didn't want to keep doing that. Like, it gets kind of boring, man. Especially because I think at that point, you've already played like several of the games. So you're already used to that gameplay style. And also, what's annoying is like every time they do a tutorial, they always have to go through the same shit. It's not that the gameplay doesn't change that heavily from game to game. So you go through a tutorial for an hour that teaches you all the shit you already know because you've spent like 30 hours in the previous game.
Yeah, can we talk about that for a second? That's a really good fucking point. Is that you always have to pretend like the first game, like every game is a person's first game with these AAA games. Can we just have an option to skip the tutorial if it doesn't teach you anything new? Like, really? Like, that is so tiresome. Like, believe it or not, this is something I was annoyed with in Dead Space 2 when I was playing it. I didn't mention in my review. But they tell you to sever limbs like 4 times in the first hour. I'm just like, shut the fuck up. You already told me twice. It's like, I played the first game. I know how you kill the necromorphs, okay? I get it.
I've never, especially, I think the worst offender is FPSs. Those are the worst offenders.
Yeah.
Remember, you can press circle to crouch. Press L1 to aim. Move the stick. Move your head with this stick. Move forward with this other stick. I'm like, I know how to play this game, dude. There's a million FPS that exist. I know how to move around and shoot. Thank you.
Yeah, and a lot of them like to have like a shooting gallery at the beginning too. It's like,
oh yeah,
can I just like shoot people and find out if I like the sensitivity or not? I don't know.
Yeah, it's great. Or it's like, remember, you can switch to your sidearm. It's always faster than reloading. Like, no one ever switched to their sidearm though. No one ever does
Yeah,
that.
it's funny.
That is,
That is funny. Like, they say that in every game, and yet people still don't do it. It's funny.
they would rather just run and reload than switch. I think Siege is like one of the only games I see people legitimately switching to their sidearm.
Yep.
Like, even though Call of Duty, I think, introduced that idea, does anyone switch to their sidearm in Call of Duty? Have you ever seen someone legitimately go, well, I'm out of bullets, better switch? Or do they just run and hide and reload?
I'm trying to think. I think I might have done
You-
that a few times, but but yeah.
The fact that, yeah, but the fact that you said a few times, well, I think I might have done that before. No, either it's like, yeah, I've done that plenty of times, or no, I've never, I don't do that. I don't switch. I don't. It's just like, it doesn't make any sense, dude. It makes no sense. They have these things here, and it's just like, no. These tutorials get pretty fucking annoying, especially. I think the biggest one, like I said before, the biggest offender to me, and I was wrong. It's not first person shooters. Assassin's Creed has like 90-minute tutorials. Every game, 90-minute tutorial. You sit there for an hour and a half learning how to play the game, and you're like, why you're introducing to me all these ideas? Can we just play the game and I can just kind of, you show me this stuff as we go? Why do we have to stop the entire, like, the plot? Everything in the game has to stop and stand still so I can learn how to play it. Just show me as I go along.
Yep.
This is not fun. I'm not having fun. I thought I was supposed to have fun playing games.
Yep. Well, I don't know. Who knows, dude? Maybe they have some kind of. See, here's the thing. This is the problem. This is why I hate, like, essentially, it's like game design by committee, but I can hear a little echo of myself in the background right now. On your end. I don't know if did something change?
No, nothing changed. Why?
Okay. Sorry, I got distracted by that. But anyway, so why I hate game design by committee is that, like, essentially they've decided at some point that it's easier to just tell you exactly what you have to do, and the people who already know are not annoyed enough to stop playing or stop buying their games, right? So a company is perfectly fine with giving you a worse time as long as they make that, like, small percentage of people who might have no idea what to do and then just stop playing, because that's a real thing, especially with kids these days. I remember when I was a kid, even though,
back in my day.
back in my day. And obviously people older than me legit knew this shit. But, like, if you didn't have that many games, you had to play those games, right? You couldn't afford to just give up because you didn't know what to do. Do you know how many times, like, I didn't know what to do in, like, Kingdom Hearts 1? Especially the fucking Tarzan level. Like, anyone who played the Tarzan level knows, like, they don't tell you what to do. Like, you just have to fucking figure out what to do in that level.
I guess I have something. I already told you that I gave up on Kingdom Hearts 2, though.
You fuck. No, but
Well, to be fair, when I got that game, I didn't get Kingdom Hearts 1. I was just gifted Kingdom Hearts 2.
yeah.
So I didn't have the first game to teach me anything. I just was given the second one. And everybody who's played Kingdom Hearts 2 knows, first of all, this is not fair for a little kid. I play it and it's like, hey, you need to get a job. Like,
the beginning of that game is so bad, honestly. I hate it.
What 8-year-old is playing that game and like, you need to get a job? Like, you need to make money so you can leave the town. What is this? I don't want to work. I want to play a game. This game looked fun in the trailers. What's happening? What is this?
Yeah.
All right, so I gave up. I played that game. I tried to play the game a couple times and I couldn't. I just couldn't be fucked to play whatever various job tasks that they had.
But it's like they've gone so far in the opposite direction now, where it's like everything is a waypoint. There's countless tutorials. You can't get lost. Like, you always know what to do next. Everything's just a task list. And this is why I hate sandbox games, because it's like everything's just a checklist. What to do. And, like, that's why you have critics like what's his face? Skill Up, right? Skill Up, he hates sandbox games, but he reviews them anyway, because of course he's like a popular reviewer or whatever, so he's got to review popular games. But he complains when in a sandbox game you have to do side quests to do the main story. It's like, okay, wait a minute here. Clearly, I don't think you understand sandbox games. And like maybe it's arrogant of me to say that, but if you could just blow through the story and ignore every side quest, then what could the side quests possibly offer you that would make them worth doing? You know, like you have to make them important somehow. So like if you're literally just like he clearly doesn't want to play sandbox games, and yet he has to because it's his job essentially, right? And he's another YouTuber I could have brought up in like Gaming is Dead or whatever. Even though I think he's a decent reviewer. I don't watch him anymore, but I've already talked to you about that. But the point is like sandbox games are just a fucking giant checklist of bullshit to do. And I played so many of them, especially because I'm just like bored and don't have anything to do. You know, this was something before I started the channel. You know, the channel is actually giving me something to do, so I don't waste time doing that stupid shit anymore with my free time. But sandbox games, they suck. I guess is what I'm saying. They suck. Ubisoft sucks. I'm gonna say this every podcast. Ubisoft sucks. Like, I don't know why I keep talking about them. They're not even the worst. Like, they're the third worst publisher, I would say. Like, EA is still number one and Activision's number two. But I guess too many people like Ubisoft, so it makes me more pissed off. Like, nobody likes EA, and, like, there's, like, 5 people who like Activision. So, but there's a bunch of people who like and defend Ubisoft, so that just makes me mad.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, legit. There's a lot of people who like Ubisoft. I see it like way too often. It pisses me off. Especially Reddit. Reddit likes everything though, so this shouldn't surprise me. But like Reddit likes them because they're like SJW friendly. Like they've openly been like very like progressive. Like okay, so this is gaming news I could talk about. So they released a Watch Dogs 3 Legion, right? How the whole thing works. Well,
yeah, sort of.
Well, basically, they had like this interactive trailer thing or something where you could build your own team. Like, you could just like pick whatever random NPCs from this group that you wanted, right? And if you picked mostly men, they would give you a message that said like, you picked mostly men. The revolution has no gender or whatever. And it was like, that's the most cringy thing in the world.
What?
Like,
What? But doesn't that just defend your argument in picking mostly men then?
yeah, I mean, you would think, but they're clearly trying to throw shade in a way that wasn't too, like, overt. But, like...
Yeah, but still, their attempt at throwing shade just further cements your... That just further cements you picking all men. It's like, if it doesn't have a gender, then it's not going to know that I picked all men. It doesn't matter then, does it? If I picked all men, if the revolution has no gender, then my team of mostly men is non-gender. Like what? Like you can't attack them by saying they're non-gender if it's mostly men. That doesn't work. That just defends my point. That just defends my team.
Right.
I don't understand that insult. That's a non-insult insult.
Yeah, and I think someone said in the comments that if you pick mostly women, it'll say I bet the men will still try to be leader anyway. Or something like that. I'm pulling it up on my phone right now. So here it is. Yep, yeah, it's what I said. It's like, you're in the 37% of people who have selected a majority of male recruits. Revolution has no gender. And, alright, so
Why does it matter, though? I mean, if you pick all women or you pick all men or you mix it, why does it matter? Why would someone, like, point that out? Like, isn't it... Aren't we supposed to be progressive? Isn't progressive, like, it doesn't really matter what your group is made up of, just as long as you're doing their job.
Yeah.
Like, why does it matter? Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. And it's okay, so here's what it says for female majority. Just don't be surprised if the man tries to appoint himself as leader.
Oh, so it's like, okay, I just want to shit on the dudes. All right, cool.
Yeah. I think there was one for all black people too, believe it or not, which is hilarious. Let me see.
What did it say for them? Is that a gang? Did they call it a gang?
I think they said congratulations, your group is diverse or something, which is very ironic.
That's not diverse. That's not diverse.
that's
By the way, audience, if you don't know, I am a black man.
Yes. That's why I will mock him many times in this. Because I can get away with it, right? That's how it works, guys. I'm not racist. But I can't find it. Might have been deleted, or it might have been a lie. I don't know. But either way, the idea of it is funny to me. But and you know, Carlos is half Hispanic. That's why, you know, I'm invincible.
I don't think. Did you forget? He's like half Jamaican, half Hispanic,
Oh yeah.
or Islander. Somewhere. Did he say Jamaican or did he say? It's somewhere over there. He's like he's a mixed bowl of a lot of different stuff. It turns out.
So my podcast is diverse by proxy. So there you go. It's can't touch me.
I'm not gonna say anything to that.
All we need
You're
is a
your own.
woman on here. David, find a woman. A woman who can stand me.
So like maybe 2 or 3 people in the population.
I'm sure you can find them. I believe in you. Maybe the audience can vote in a female guest. That'd be horrible. But regardless, anyway, that part might be cut. Anyway, trying to think if there's like anything else specifically that came to mind. Because we're at the hour 40 mark, even though probably at least 10 minutes of this will get cut. So I don't know.
You're gonna make this all right. I mean, like I didn't know you're gonna have it that long. I mean, if you want to find a stopping point, that's fine. Like I had some other points to talk about, but I will save those for next
No,
time.
I mean, you can say them now if you want. I don't think there's going to be a limit on the length of this podcast. I probably should have said that at the beginning. The minimum
Oh.
hour and a half, maximum. There's no maximum.
Oh, okay. Wow. You're just gonna have this. You can have people play this in the background while they're just doing whatever.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay, great. Well, speaking of things that's semi-relevant in terms of today's time, I was gonna say I wanted to do a funny.
Do a funny.
So I sent you a link to a review because I was looking up random shit on Netflix. I mean, not Netflix, Amazon, and I saw Batman the Animated Series. There was like a deluxe edition, Blu-ray. It's expensive. It's pretty pricey, but it's like something for collectors. So like if you're a collector and you have the money, you can buy it. I guess. I was kind of looking at it because I'm like, oh, this is kind of neat. What's these reviews? And the top review was a 1-star, and I was like, what is this little bitch talking about? I was wrong. He's actually top tier alpha male. You see, I don't know if you're gonna. I kind of want to read the review, to be honest with you, because I thought it was pretty funny when I read it. I don't know if that's okay.
I am reading it now, and it might be worth reading out loud actually, because this is pretty interesting.
You like right? So okay, where'd you stop at? Because like I'll read the whole thing so you can stop, and I'll read it out loud.
Yeah, you feel free to read the whole thing out loud. I was like about halfway down. So do you want?
Okay.
Well, you can explain like what it's about and all that.
So yeah, so like I said, there's a Batman animated series like Blu-ray edition. Like it's a deluxe, nice. It comes with like little Funko Pops and all this, and a digital copy, so that you don't actually have to pull the DVDs out when you buy it. You just get the digital copy, and then you can just you can put it on your little shelf, a little bookshelf with all your other collectible items. Well, the review is fantastic because it starts like this. I swear, Warner Brothers is the most incompetent entertainment business on the planet. How can they mess up the Batman the Animated Series on Blu-ray that bad? You ask. Well, how much time do you have? Because we can start with the packaging. Design is very nice, but the disc are in sleeves. The disc ruining paper sleeves that are the bane of media collectors. I like that. Apparently that's a thing for media collectors, like those paper sleeves.
Yeah.
I never thought they were that bad, but apparently they are really bad.
Maybe because you have to touch the disc, or maybe sometimes it scratches it taking it out or something. That's interesting. I don't know. But go ahead.
He's like, don't worry. Don't worry. That's not the main problem. That's just the tip of the iceberg. The digital copy is Voodoo, which personally I do use Voodoo a lot. But apparently, because Warner Brothers and Apple have some kind of blood feud going on, Now, while that only matters to Apple devotees, let's go back to that for a second. It's 2018, right? I bought a Blu-ray box set. Tell me why the digital copy is an SD. 2018, and we've got SD copies of this for a Blu-ray DVD. Why? I don't understand. What else did he say? He said, what else did he say? Because he said that, I love his like censoring. He's like a bull caca. he doesn't actually swear in this entire review. He just implies swearing.
Yeah, this is
And he
this
also-
is insane, by the way. This whole thing. Like, I can't even
What?
believe, like, I will give him credit though. He did he compared the quality of the
Oh yeah, you go ahead and read that part.
yeah, okay, so oh, but we're not done yet. Voodoo's SD episodes aren't even the nice remastered SD ones that iTunes has. They look like someone with no experience took the first edition DVDs and ripped them with handbrake. The quality is bad. Mother's having the same name being used as a major plot point. Bad. So I like the Batman v Superman reference. It's nice.
Yeah. Oh gosh, this man is fantastic.
I also like that 812 people found this helpful. That's
Yeah, no, I do. I clicked it. I thought it was helpful too.
yeah, that was good. If you go through that much effort, that's worth it. Whew.
Yeah, he was very upset. He also apparently it didn't include Mask of the Phantasm or Mystery of Batwoman, which is on the DVD but not the digital. I'm like, wow, they really kind of fucked over whoever bought this, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. It's I don't know. This is probably what most collector's editions look like at this point. I know people complain a lot about gaming ones. I've never bought any, so I don't know. But yeah, people say like the statues are shit, or like any of the other things that aren't the statues are just the cheapest like loot crate type of crap that you could put in the edition, you know?
They gotta save money. You know, you gave them $100, they're only gonna give you $60 worth of content.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a shame because like a lot of collector's editions look pretty cool, but you never know what one is actually worth buying. And they always go on sale later anyway because they make too many of them. So you could,
And yeah, not that many people want it.
Yeah.
It's like not that many people are gonna pay $120 for like the Assassin's Creed True Deluxe Edition.
yeah,
Become a real assassin with the Deluxe Edition.
yeah.
It's like what?
I think at some point they like kind of they like I guess gamers were catching on or whatever, but they started putting like the season pass in there too. So I guess at least you get that. But again, for a game you haven't even played yet, so you don't even fucking know if it's worth it. So yeah, I know. I remember I wanted the Dark Souls 2 Collector's Edition back in the day. And that was before I knew that Dark Souls 2 was, a terrible sequel, that was leading up to release.
Oh, hot take.
It's pretty common take. It's pretty common. My brother is actually probably one of the biggest defenders of Dark Souls 2. He thinks it's better than Dark Souls 3. Which Souls fans will know that's stupid, but I think both Dark Souls 2 and 3 are not that good. I think Dark Souls 3 is heavily overrated. So that's my real hot take. Maybe I'll talk about that someday. But regardless, the amount of times I've said that in a video, that exact quote. Do you know how many times I've said that?
Highly overrated? Or we'll talk about that in
Yeah,
another
we'll
video?
talk about that someday. I've literally said that exact quote, I think, in 4 videos. Like, that's stupid. I need a thesaurus, man. But anyway, I don't know. We might be heading to a closing point at this point. We can come up with more stuff next time. I was gonna demo out. I was too lazy though. I was gonna try a segment where I pull up a Reddit thread and just see what you think. Some Reddit thread that made me mad. I just wanted to see like how you reacted. But of course, I'm too lazy. I never actually looked. I mean, I gotta just save the threads. I do save threads sometimes, But this podcast's gone on long enough, I think, for a first one. We can do that one next time.
We can do that next time.
So I guess closing stuff. Usually this is the part where somebody would promote something. I don't think you have anything to promote, really, do you?
You can subscribe to my channel. Nothing's going on there though. I was gonna do a review of all the Underworld movies, and then I couldn't watch them. I watched one and couldn't get to the second one.
Nice.
So, you know what? I may talk about the Underworld movies here. I did watch the first one. So look for that. Look forward to that next podcast. I may start talking about the first two movies. So yeah, I couldn't. I just like the amount of editing that I had to do, and I would have to watch the movie like at least 2 or 3 more times. I just couldn't. I couldn't do that to myself. I actually do like me to some degree.
Do you actually want people to subscribe to your channel, or is this just a...
I mean, there's not shit going on that channel.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe he'll promote it in the future if he decides to make reviews or something.
More than likely, I'll probably start putting beats up there.
Hopefully, I can get David to edit for me someday so that I can make more videos.
Fuck you. Like I said, I'll probably put some beats up there. I'm waiting for some equipment right now, so maybe I'll start putting some shitty beats up there.
All
right.
Yeah, but let us know in the comments what you think of the podcast. We'll probably try and structure it a little bit more, maybe, but I don't know.
This is the first episode, so we get a free pass.
Yeah. Anybody who watches is more than I thought would watch it. So
yeah, if you made it to the end of the podcast, and congratulations for you, you get the prize of new cool best friend. So.
Oh yeah, and I'll know. I'll see the analytics. I'll know who finished. I mean, I won't know specifically who.
But hey, if you got to the end, you will replace Kobe as the podcast head. So
yeah, just contact David on Discord, whatever his Discord is.
Do not contact me on Discord. Contact Kobe at his number at
See, yeah, there it is. You didn't catch that? It's not my problem. Yeah, I don't know. That's it. I'm ending the recording now.
Yeah. So no, just hold on. Wait. We do need to make something at the very end. Just if you enjoyed this podcast, let us know. Just contact Kobe at.
No. Yeah. That will definitely make it in the video. Definitely.
Just bleep it. Like they'll know.
Yeah, I know. But regardless of
yeah, we'll call it.
Yeah, that's it.